Doesn't matter.
Okay, there is a mistake on your notes. Okay, when I get to that point, I will tell you to change it, but just so you know, there's a mistake. Okay, now, determinants. Okay, we've talked about elimination, substitution, graphing, solving systems of equations. This is just another way. It's called Cramer's rule using determinants. Okay, it sounds kind of tricky, but it's actually pretty easy. Okay, determinants is another way to find a solution of a system of equations in the form of ax plus by equals c, where a, b, and c are numbers or coefficients. A and b are coefficients. C is the constant number. What is a coefficient? Remind me again what a coefficient is. The number in front of the variable. Okay, so A, B, number in front of the variables. Okay, the only reason there's little 1 and little 2 is to show you that they're going to be different numbers. A1 stands for this number, A2 stands for this number. Okay? If you do not have your equations in this form, you cannot use Cramer's rule. You have to set it up so your x's are on the left, y's are in the middle, and your constants on the right. Okay? Cramer's rule, D. D stands for determinant. D, determinant of the system, determinant of the x's, determinant of the y's. The way you find your intersection point is you take your dx divided by your d, your dy, and divide it by your d. Okay, and I'll show you that in just a second. Okay. I got to find my other equation. Where'd it go? It should be over there. Look for the 9th period class. Now, I don't know where my other equation is. For some reason, this didn't copy the other one. I'm going to make a new one. Why is it big? Okay, just a minute. There we go. Now, the way you find a determinant is with the following. Okay? With the following. Do the back end of the calculator later. To find your D, you take your A's, put them in column 1, your A1, A2, and you take your B's, put them in column 2, then you multiply from top corner to bottom corner and subtract whatever the product is from bottom corner to top corner. Okay? So here's what I want you to color code. From here to here, that's this number multiplied. Okay? From here to here is just this. And I'm just finding the difference. And that's going to give me a number. That's the determinant. dx, you're doing the same thing except you're using different numbers in your equation. Now I'm going to use c's in the first column and b's in the second column. Okay, and I'm doing the same thing. Taking C1, multiplying by B2, that's here. Taking C2, multiplying it by B1, and that's here. And I'm finding the difference. Here's the mistake in your notes. Okay? For some reason when I made your notes, I had these backwards. A should be first, and B or C should be second. So fix that in your notes. It does matter. Okay, for dy, you should have A1 over A2, C1 over C2, so fix it. And then you just do the same thing. I'm taking A2, C1, did that here, A1, and C2 here. And finding the difference. That's going to give me a number. We're going to do an example next. All right. Here I go. How do I find D? It's going to be A and B. My A1, A2, so I have 3 over 5. My B1 is negative 4. B2 is negative 8. Remember this stuff? 3 times negative 8 gives me negative 24. 5 times negative 4 gives me negative 20. Negative 24 minus negative 20 gives me negative 4. So D is negative 4. Now I need to find my dx. When you find your x, C's go first, B's go second. So C is 7, 9. B's negative 4, negative 8. Multiply. 7 times negative 8 gives me negative 56. And then 9 times negative 4 is negative 36. So I have negative 56 minus a negative 36 is going to give me 20. Negative 20. Negative 20. Maybe okay. Now, how do I find dy? What goes first? A, so 3, 5, and then C's 7, 9. Multiply. 3 times 9, 27, minus 5 times 7, 35. Gives me 8, negative 8. How do I find the intersection point? How do I find the intersection point? Remember, when we did elimination and substitution, we ended up with a point, x and a y. How do we find the point for with determinants? It's on your notes. Yeah, dx over d gives me the x value. Okay, so what's dx? Negative 20. What's d? Negative 4. Negative 8. Negative 4. And then just reduce. I have 5. That's my intersection point, 5, 2. If you did elimination or you did substitution, like we did, or the graphing, you'd come up with the same answer. It's just another way to kill a deer.
Didn't you do y backwards? Isn't it 7, 5 first and then 9, 3?
A the first, D the second. I told you in the notes are wrong. I told you guys to change them in the notes. And B, dx, C's are first, B's are second. And dy, A's are first, C's are second. What's that?
That part. Right
the
there,
point?
fraction, yeah.
Okay, negative 20. D is negative 4, so it's dx over d, dy over d.
Oh,
Negative
okay.
8.
Alright.
That's it. Okay, let's do one more and then we'll be done for today. What's wrong with this one? I got a problem.
You gotta flip it.
Right, I have to write, it's in the wrong form. Okay, well the first equation, I just have to change the order. It's addition, so 3y plus x is the same thing as x plus 3y. This one, I actually have to move the y. I have to add 9y to both sides. I'm going to cancel here, and I'm left with negative 7x plus 9y equals negative 11. I just moved my 9y to the other side by adding 9y to both sides. Now it's in the right form. I have my x's on the left, y's in the middle, constant on the end. Now I have to find d. So it's 1, negative 7, 3, 9. 9 minus negative 21 gives me 30. Find dx. This is the hardest part, is remembering the order. dx, c's go first, b's go second. So I have 5, negative 11, 3, 9. So I have 5 times 9 is 45, minus negative 33. C's go first, b's go second. dy, a's go first, c's go second. You just got to get used to it.
Y's are the DX.
Right. But the C's are swapped. Both of them have C's, but they're swapped.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have 45 plus 33. That's going to give me
78.
12, right?
No, 78.
Oh, plus, yes, 78. Sorry. Thank you. Now find dy. dy, A's go first, so I have 1 negative 7. C's go second, I have 5 negative 11. If you want to do it this way, you can think, oh, the first column of the top two, it's just these two. 1 negative 7, 5 negative 11. However you can remember it, I told somebody to remember A, B, C, A, C. You can come up with a sentence in that order, right? Because A, B, C, A, C equals negative 11 minus negative 35 plus 35 gives me positive 24. Now, how do I find the intersection point?
70 over 30.
78 over 30 is your x. 24 over 30 is your y. And just reduce. Divide by 6 gives me 8 or 13. Divide by 6 gives me 5. So 13 over 5 is the x value. Divide by 6, 24 divided by 6 is 4. This. So it's 13 over 5 is your x value, 4/5 is your y value. That's it.
I understand.
Understand? 30 is my d value. It's dx over d and dy over d. Alright, your homework is a worksheet. I will pass those out. Those of you who need to take your test, you almost have about good 25 minutes to finish your test. The rest of you can work on your homework. I want it completely quiet because we got people working on tests.
Did you